This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 22nd, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. To all the dads out there, I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. The weather was perfect for it. I was able to get out and enjoy my first brunch in 13 weeks at Main and Market, and I loved it. If you are a nighttime commuter around the Baltimore Beltway and Maryland 295, which is the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, you want to listen up here. Starting tonight, Maryland Department of Transportation and State Highway Administration is going to be redoing the barriers along the 4 ramps at that interchange. Each night, they're going to close down one of the ramps from 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. the following morning. You want to expect some traffic delays there. So if you are in that area, just be prepared for that. You may need to make an alternate route. And on the heels of a fantastic forum last week hosted by Anne Arundel County Public Schools and the students talking about what's really bothering them in race, the Anne Arundel County Public Schools and Kindness Grows Here, which is a Crofton nonprofit that's been around for a couple years, are co-sponsoring a virtual forum to help adults talk to their children about race. The forum is going to feature 6 parents of elementary school students who will share their experiences and perspectives about talking with their kids about these really kind of weird and difficult issues. It's going to begin at 6:30 p.m. this Thursday, June 25th, and it's going to be streamed on the Anne Arundel County Public Schools YouTube channel, broadcast also live on AACPS TV, which is channel 96 on Comcast or channel 36 on Verizon. If you do have questions for the panel, go to the YouTube channel, and when it's going on, you can just type them in there, and if they have the time, they will get right to them. Some good news. The University System of Maryland on Friday announced that they are going to be freezing tuition and room and board for the 2020-2021 school year. That does affect a dozen campuses that are under the University System of Maryland, and tuition and room and board rates will remain the same as they were in 2019-2020. Chancellor Jay Perman said that we recognize that these students have faced unprecedented challenges, financial, physical, emotional, and academic. By freezing tuition for the upcoming year, we're trying to ease the financial strain on our students and families while continuing to offer the highest quality academic experience, an experience that defines our university system institutions. So that's a little bit of breathing room for students and parents that are heading to any Maryland university. And in some sad news, Wren Bridal, which opened in the Annapolis Town Center back in December of 2015, has announced that they're going to be closing their doors permanently a little bit later on this year. Owners Erica McMahon and Christina Kane, they cited the uncertainty of the wedding and events market and how it would jive with their ultra-personal service. And that, coupled along with their lease expiring, sort of forced them to make a decision that nobody really wanted them to make, and they did make the decision to close the shop a little bit later this fall. Their announcement was made on their Facebook page on Friday morning, and they did make it a point of saying that anybody that currently has business with Wren Bridal, that they are going to see this through. It's not like they're going to just disappear on you. And I know that's a real stressful situation for a bride to be in, so don't worry. Erica and Christina are going to be there for you. All right, that does wrap it up for the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net a little bit later throughout the day, because we're going to update these stories and more. I know we do have a story coming in that is going to be discussing some restaurant closures. That'll be a little bit later on this morning, and we'll talk about that some more tomorrow on the Daily News Brief as well. But you do want to check in. If you're someplace where you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that, and let your friends, family, and colleagues all know about how to get a podcast, how to download it, and how to download and subscribe to this one. It is Monday, so we do have Ann Alsina back with your Money Monday report, and as we have always, George Young with your local DMV weather forecast, all coming up right after this quick message from Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, June 22nd. After a fairly nice weekend on the whole with plenty of sunshine, combining with some storms across the region, especially on Saturday, skies will remain unsettled today through Wednesday, with highs in the upper 80s to lower mid-90s each day, along with daily chances of rain showers and thunderstorms, before skies clear out Thursday through Saturday, with highs remaining in the upper 80s to mid-90s before a chance of storms returns Sunday with highs likely in the 90s for all of Anne Arundel County. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Store. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe. Here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us, men and women who serve without expecting anything in return, which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your money, managing and investing it can be confusing and sometimes scary. Here to help you put your financial picture into focus is Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the S&P 500 continued recovering on Monday and held on to those gains the remainder of the week. On a year-over-year basis, we are still positive. Economists are predicting a variety of things. This makes sense given the joke that if you ask 4 economists for an opinion on something, you'll get 6 answers. Some feel that we will have a sharp V-shaped recovery. As we reopen, demand is already there, people will go back to work, and we will quickly rebound. Others are predicting a U-shaped, or more gradual recovery. There is worry that we will have a W, meaning we'll bounce back only to drop sharply again if we have another round of shutdowns. My personal favorite is the square root, a quick bounce back, but then a long road to a full recovery. No matter which one is correct, the same basic principles still apply. Build your emergency fund, have a plan, and save for retirement. I've received a number of questions recently about Social Security. What happens if it goes away? While my crystal ball has some deep cracks in it, I believe it is unlikely Social Security will ever disappear entirely. Right now, 14.4%, the first $137,000 of your income is paid into the U.S. Treasury for Social Security, half by you and half by your employer. That income is not enough to cover all the benefits the government is currently paying out to retirees. There is a trust fund, which is really not a fund at all, just a number on the government's balance sheet. That fund is the amount paid into Social Security in excess of the benefits paid out. That trust fund is making up the difference between what comes in and what goes out. As of April of this year, it is expected the trust fund will run out in 2034. What happens then? Unless Congress acts, benefits will be reduced by 24%. Congress has a number of tools they can use to fix Social Security before then. They can increase the percentage that is paid into Social Security, or they can increase the maximum salary that is taxed for Social Security. They can also change how the cost of living allowance is calculated. Currently, Social Security recipients receive an increase each year based on the Consumer Price Index, a common measure of inflation. Changing that to the chained CPI, or an inflation measurement that takes into account the substitutions we all make when prices change, would have a big impact on benefits. Another option is to push out retirement ages for younger workers. When Social Security was created, the average life expectancy was 65. It was intended to provide aid for people who'd lived longer than expected and possibly outlived their savings. It wasn't designed to be paid out for 20 to 30 years. Moving the full retirement age out for younger workers and indexing it to mortality, meaning it is adjusted as life expectancy increases, is another option to fix Social Security. Whatever Congress decides to do, it is unlikely they will let seniors see a 24% drop in benefits. Have a question you want answered? Drop us a line at info@CovingtonAlsina.com. If you want to learn more, join us at one of our education events. You can visit us at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page to learn more. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. Covington Alsina and Great Valley Advisor Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, and financial advisor or tax advisor prior to investing. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with Covington Alsina.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.